Servitoro Latino Tax and Insurance is a full tax service preparation and insurance agency, serving the city of Boyle Heights and surrounding areas on the corner of Fickett Street and Whittier Boulevard, down the street from Plaza del Mariachi.
They are a small family-owned business providing quality service for over 30 years. They are a one-stop shop offering tax preparation, tax planning, corporate taxes, IRS representation, bookkeeping, insurance such as home, auto, life, renters, and business, just to name a few. Call 323-518-1234 to schedule your appointment or visit taxiinsurance.com.
Ask for Leslie or Andrew and mention Mariachi for a special discount. Follow them on Instagram at Servitoro Latino.
Hola, hola, yo soy Liz Hernández.
Y yo soy Celeste Hernández.
Y esto es Mariachi más Podcast. Un aplauso. ¡Bravo! No manchen, miren quién está aquí. Miren quién está aquí. Aparte de hacerse del rogar. Le dije, Julián, Julián, no me hagas hacerte un PSA, Julián, ¿eh? Julián, no te pases.
She's really tough.
No te pases, my friend. Here he is, Julián. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Gracias, thank you so much. Gracias.
Sabemos que eres un hombre hiper ocupado ahorita, ya con todo lo bueno que te está pasando. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Very happy for you.
Gracias.
Thank you too.
Time.
Yes, about
Somebody
time.
in this genre.
¿Verdad que sí? La verdad que sí.
Gracias.
Respectfully, sí.
Yeah.
Bueno, ya saben cómo empezamos todos los episodios con el positive quote del episodio. We do a quote every episode, so
Amazing.
vamos a ver este quote de ahora. Yo en español, como saben, y Celeste inglés. Y ya saben, estoy ciega, so whatever. Okay.
She has to remind you guys
Every time, because then, hello, no me gusta estar con lentes. Pero pues tú sabes. Uno que ya es ruco. Chavarruca, ¿verdad? Y a ver si soy. Yo tampoco veo. Ahí va. Todo arte es un regalo del artista. Las emociones expresadas en las diversas formas de arte por un artista son una traducción directa del lenguaje del universo.
Wow.
Por eso el arte es tan impactante. La próxima vez que mires un cuadro, escuches una canción, leas un poema o veas una obra de teatro, permítete sentir realmente lo que sintió el artista en su interpretación. Esto te abrirá los ojos al arte de una manera completamente nueva. ¿Qué tal?
That was really
Nice.
good. I
Wow.
really like that quote, actually.
Está escrita por mi esposo, nomás para que sepan.
¿En serio?
Cada episodio nos escribe un poema, un poem,
Nice.
un quote. Ya, ahora en inglés.
So in English, that would be any art is a gift from the artist. The emotions expressed in the many art forms by an artist are a direct translation of the language of the universe, which is why art is so impactful. The next time you look at a painting, listen to a song, read a poem, or watch a play, allow yourself to really feel what the artist felt in their interpretation. This will open your eyes in a whole new way.
Yes.
How's that?
Amazing.
Right?
That's a great thought.
Very pretty. Llegaron muchísimas preguntas, obviamente.
Really? I didn't know.
Heck yeah.
Es que siempre sale.
¿En serio?
You put the questions and then
Pues
you
tú no
put
las
up the-
ves, las veo yo.
Ah,
Ay,
okay, muy bien.
bar.
Got it,
No,
got
that was
it.
a...
Technology,
Una vez más, no voy a decir nada.
technology, you know?
Keep humble,
¿Dónde
you
está el
know, you
pinche
gotta stay
tambor, güey?
humble.
Yeah, no, we put the box and the questions come to us.
Oh, okay, cool.
Ha de haber dicho,
I'm
no
like,
manches, no me
nadie
llegó
quiere
ni
saber
madre. No llegó ni madre.
Some of them are ours.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. A lot of
To
them.
be
that's
influenced
good.
by
Sí.
like people who support you.
Ya,
you know?
mucha gente que te
Amazing.
sigue, obviamente. En el caso mío, pues yo voy a preguntar muchas más cosas porque para los que no saben, yo conozco a Julián, yo creo desde hace más de 20 años.
Yes.
Yo creo que sí, huh?
Sí.
Like 90... Ay, no, para que no
No,
hagan
way back
cálculos.
when. Way back when.
No, 90s. Like late, no, like 2000.
No, pues
Yeah.
ya, sí, por ahí.
Dude.
En the
East
late 90s.
Los Toros.
Sí, claro, de todo, sí.
Like in the 2000s. So like casi 24 años que conozco a Julián. Por eso cuando se quiso poner los
And I think,
moños, I
well,
was
let
like,
me stop you there because I think I knew of you even way before you met me
because of the family,
because of the family.
que es a lo que vamos a ir.
Claro.
So, los que no saben y si no saben viven abajo de una piedra. Julián es, aparte de un cantante extraordinario, es un músico de mariachi, un trompetista que
And we're
si
gonna
no
get
lo
to
han
that.
escuchado,
I'm so excited.
pónganse a hacer la tarea, la neta, porque es un perro.
Oh, thank you.
Canta increíble, los que lo han escuchado y si no, búsquenlo, increíble. And he's a great human being, a great friend. His laugh is contagious. Y su palabra favorita de decir es good morning, aunque sea las pinches 11 de la noche, te va a decir good morning.
I like good morning.
Oh, yeah.
It lifts you up. It's like, oh, good morning.
That's a
so
fun
funny.
fact.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, you will always catch him a la hora que sea good morning o la hora que le hables y está de noche good morning, siempre. So if you look at his reels, you're gonna see, the first thing he says is good morning and everything. So
That's your catchphrase.
yeah, that's his
Yeah, I like
catchphrase.
it. I like
Yeah. So la primera pregunta que te voy a preguntar es, vamos a empezar desde el principio.
Okay.
¿Cómo es que Julián Torres empezó con el mariachi o le gustó el mariachi? Cuéntanos si eres primera generación, tu nombre y todo para las personas que no te conocen. Sero.
Bueno, mi nombre es Julián Torres, born in Hawthorne, California, de padres mexicanos, vamos a hacer Spanglish, ¿verdad?
Sí.
De padres mexicanos, de Villanueva, Zacatecas y de Ameca, Jalisco. Mi madre es de Jalisco, mi padre es de Zacatecas. And I grew up just listening to my dad sing. He's not a mariachi musician, just loved to sing. Yeah.
He's not?
He's not a mariachi musician. So, we both began singing. I began singing because my dad would sing, and I would sing at home everywhere, and just putting on records, Pedrito Fernández, Vicente Fernández, Miguel Aceves, todos los de la época de oro, Antonio Aguilar, José Alfredo, everything would be mariachi influence in my house because of my dad. Entonces, siempre escuchando a mi padre cantar, well, I thought everyone would sing because it was part of my life. I would, once I went to school and I was like, oh, what do you like to do? I like to sing. What do you like to do? I play soccer. I'm like, what? You don't sing? Like, singing is for everyone, right?
I can relate.
Yeah, and it was just weird to me that no one would sing just as often as my dad would and we would at the house. Y también ballet folclórico because I had uncles that lived with us that would do ballet folclórico here in the States. Entonces, very, very much influence with nuestra cultura, nuestras tradiciones. Íbamos a Pico Rivera para la charrería. So, at the age of, I asked my mom, I'm like, Ma, ¿cuándo comencé a cantar? O sea, professionally, on a stage and everything. Dice, a los 3 años. And I was like, 3 años? No, come on. Dice, no, a los 3 años. Tu abuelita te mandó un traje de charro y porque te ibas a presentar en una kermés o algo así. Kermés is like a church carnival fair, lo que sea. Y cantaste en la kermés porque tú querías estar en el escenario, tú querías cantar. Entonces le preguntamos al padre, oiga, mi hijo quiere cantar. This is the story that she recently told me. Tú querías cantar y le preguntamos al padre que si te daba chance a cantar en el escenario, pero tu hijo canta, sí. ¿Y cuál va a cantar? Aires del Mayab. He was like, what?
Ande.
Like, it wasn't just like any...
No, volver, nada.
Ya, canta. No, los Aires del Mayab. And there he was like, what? Okay. Bueno, pues no lo tenemos programado, pero lo subimos al escenario. So, I mean, I don't remember this memory, but I know that as a kid, when I would sing, everyone would brighten up, and I would like that people enjoyed what I do, y el aplauso y todo. Entonces, I fell in love with it, with that part of singing. Then, as time went by, I would get invited more often to, parks and singing the national anthem and Little League baseball games y todo. Hasta que llega un mariachi que me acompaña Y ese mariachi fue compuesto de niños.
Ándale.
And I think that's when the story goes that I go up to my dad and I'm like, Pa, yo sé lo que quiero hacer con mi vida. And it was like, what? You were like 5, 6. ¿Qué este muchacho qué? Quiero ser mariachi. And he was like, no, my dad loves music,
pues
loves
sí.
the music. So, oh, sí, pues vamos, pues hay que preguntarles and everything. Este mariachi se llamaba Mariachi Los Arrieros.
Ándale.
Mariachi Los Arrieros de Gustavo Peña. Entonces, Gustavo Peña, I don't know
I
if
knew
you
it
guys
sounded
know who Gustavo Peña is now in the mariachi world.
Guti, right?
Guti, Gustavo Peña Jr. es el hijo de Gustavo Peña, en paz descanse. En ese grupo estaba Noemí, with Silvia Peña, estaba David Lizarde,
Okay.
estaba Adrián Vaca, estaba de niño, invitaban a Adrián
Grijalva.
Grijalva, y
I
su
figured.
papá también tocaba ahí violín.
Ujú.
También estaban los tíos de Gustavo Peña Sr., tocando trompeta. So hay Quique no Peña. Oh my God, I forgot the last name. Quique tocaba violín también. So I saw these kids playing. I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like you can play an instrument and you can sing. I want to play violin.
No.
I was going to be a violinist. Entonces, I get home. I mean, now I'm going on a tangent.
No,
So I
síguele.
told my dad, and no, pues hay que ir a preguntarles. My dad goes up to Gustavo Peña Sr. Mi hijo quiere aprender, pues ¿qué instrumento toca? No, pues no. ¿Y usted toca instrumento? No, pues no. I strum the guitar here and there. Pues ensayamos los jueves. Si quieren venir, tráiganse un instrumento y vénganse a estudiar con nosotros, y ahí poco a poco van aprendiendo. So we were, low income family. We didn't have funds to purchase an instrument, but I know that way back when in the schools, they could lend you out instruments. So I went to school. I was excited, and there was a music program. So I was like, okay, they have violins here. So I get there, they didn't have violins.
I was about to say, that's why you picked trumpet.
So they did not have violins. It was an orchestra only. All they had available was trombone, clarinet, and a trumpet. So I voy bien aguitado caminando a la casa. I get home.
He's like,
And mi mamá dice, hey, ¿qué traes? No, pues es que ya fui. Because she was excited. She's like, okay, ¿qué pasó with the instrument? No, pues no tienen violines. ¿Cómo que no tienen violines? Dicen, no, pues ¿qué tienen? Trompeta, trombón y clarinete. Pues ¿cuál instrumento está en el mariachi? Pues trompeta. Well, agarra. My mom has always been supportive, always been yes you can person, échale ganas and everything. Say, well, get the trumpet, master the trumpet. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, llegué a la escuela, so they gave me a trumpet, and it was a cornet. A cornet is a smaller variation of a trumpet. Y ahí estaba, and cuando comencé a tocar la trompeta, in my mind, I thought, well, I could sing. So I just hold it up, put it in my mouth, and I'm going to make it sing.
right.
No, that's not how it works.
Nada que ver.
So like, just going at it, and I was like, why doesn't this thing work? Like, I want it to work how I sing. Like, this is not, this is broken. Like, what is going on? Entonces, ya con el tiempo, I would go to orchestra class at school. They were teaching me music. And in the afternoons, cuando había de mariachi, we would go to mariachi, and they would teach me. I would take the trumpet, but I was really interested in being a cool kid. Because estaba Gustavo, estaba David, y estaba Adrián playing the violin. So I was like, I want to be a cool kid, right?
Oh,
That's
my
what I
God.
thought.
Las malas influencias.
Entonces,
Ay,
ahí estábamos tocando el instrumento. And they would lend me the violin, y más o menos, my mom went on this thing called the recycler. So kids, if you guys don't know what a recycler was like a kind of like a newspaper little book that you would find in every corner next to the newspapers. And it was like what today is the Facebook marketplace.
Yeah.
Kind of like that
Offer
idea.
up and stuff.
Yeah, but like literally a paper And you would go to your city, and they would say, okay, garage sale, musical instruments, cars, just everything you were looking for. And I would always go into the instruments. Entonces, mi mamá encontró a garage sale that had some instruments for a violin. So we go and pues cuánto por el violín y todo eso. I don't know how she did it, but we got a violin. So I stopped buscando el violín, and I'm just like plucking away and just so excited también. And I would go to the rehearsal to learn violin and trumpet. And they're like, okay, so I'm doing both. I'm learning as much as I can. David Lizarde would help me a lot. Like, okay, aquí el acorde y todo eso. But I wanted it to sing already how I sing.
He's like, can you please tell me an instrument that sounds like this?
Yeah, like this, please. You know? Bueno, pues ya íbamos a las clases con el mariachi y los arrieros. And then Don Gustavo Peña, en paz descanse, told my dad, ¿saben qué? I mean, we're learning repertoire, pero ya estamos tocando. Entonces, for him to learn a little bit more, hay una escuela en la Primera y la Indiana, que es un programa que tiene José Hernández, del Sol de México. Y ahí vamos, y ahí hay maestros, donde te pueden enseñar, trompeta o canto, X cosa.
Todo.
Okay, so where we live is a city called Carson. Carson is in the South Bay, and we would drive to LA after school. So my routine was wake up at 6, get ready, go to the bus stop, go to school, come back. No, sorry, walk to school. This is later for high school, but in that time, walk to school, go to school. I was anxious to get back home because we were going to go to LA to learn mariachi music.
Right.
Y mi maestro fue Juan Gudiño.
Wow.
Fue José Luis Salinas. Tu papá a veces llegaba ahí,
¿A
Pedro
poco?
Hernández. Entonces,
¿En serio?
Chencho, tu abuelo, llegaba allí, estaba el maestro Curita, maestra Laura Sobrino.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, at that age, we didn't know as kids who we were being taught.
And now?
And now you're like, oh. No, not even now. Even like high school is like, dang, these guys are like juggernauts.
I want to know
world.
when you're done with this story, because
Yeah.
I want you to keep going. I want to know what made you stick to trumpet.
Okay.
That's where you're getting to.
Entonces, I'm getting to that point. So then I'm learning both instruments, and I'm for some reason I'm getting more knowledge on the trumpet because of the school and then my elementary school. And I was like, you know what? Bueno, el violín, pues ya, this is not
Next
for me.
time.
Let's just stick to one. Más porque el maestro Gustavo Peña told me, mira, violines, hay muchos violines. Ponte a estudiar la trompeta. It's like, oh, but I want to be a cool kid.
And now you're a top cool kid.
I want to be a cool kid, right? Entonces, yeah, I remember really wanting to learn to play trumpet. And I told my mom, ¿sabes qué? Quiero aprender esto y esto amo. And I would practice. But then, at the same time, I would see kids play outside. And they were playing football. And I was like,
Ay, no.
I want to go play. Like, I want to
Qué
go play,
indeciso
right?
eras, bárbaro.
Entonces le decía a mi mamá, pues ya estudié. Y mi mamá, a ver la jeta,
La trompa.
la trompa. Ya, no está así
Hinchada.
That's
Órale,
so
otra vez. So I would find excuses. I would get hasta el punto de I would probably get frustrated that I wouldn't be able to play the trumpet. And I threw the trumpet y se dobló. Se dobló la trompeta. Mira, ma, ya no puedo. Mira, ya no puedo. Now I can go play, right?
Señora, no se lo fregó.
No,
En
and then
las
she's like,
friegas.
sí. Pues así vete a practicar. ¿Por qué? Because you wanted this. You wanted
Bravo.
this.
Bravo la mamá de
Entonces,
Julián.
I mean, esos son los sacrificios que mucha gente no ve, pues.
Of course.
I mean, you're learning, you literally want to do this and you want to be good at it. So you're at it. You're just at it. And so I me puse a estudiar más y ya cuando llegaba con la gente, okay, vete a jugar. Ya salía and I would play just like 5 minutes or 10 minutes because they were already done. And But, I mean, I really love the pursuit of becoming the greatest at my craft. So, ahí andaba echándole ganas.
¿Qué fue lo que te hizo decir, ok, quiero estudiar la trompeta al 100? ¿Algún trompetista que viste que dijiste, my God, quiero irme como él?
En ese tiempo, as I was learning, I wanted to be great, right? And become the greatest mariachi. So, at the school, in First and Indian, I don't know if todavía existe ahí el programa ahí in that school, but it's like a 2-story building, and they had different classes going on. También classes, musical classes, classical music, aparte del programa de José Hernández. So there was a time where they told the kids, hey, no practicing, no singing, because there's other classes in session. Pues ahí estamos cantando. Oh, Julián canta. So I started singing, mamá. Que sale la maestra Laura. Hey, who was singing? And I'm like, oh, bien calladito, and everyone pointed at me. Él, a ver, canta otra vez. Y sale el maestro Curita. A ver, canta. ¿Qué estás cantando? I was like, okay. So I sang the song. Okay. ¿Tocas algún instrumento? And I was just learning. I was not at all, great. He said, oh, trompeta. Okay, vente. So she takes me to a different rehearsal where they're making a juvenil group, Mariachi Juvenil Heritage Society. Donde estaba Gustavo Peña, estaba Luisa, estaba Adrián Baca, estaba Tony, estaba Mariana, estaba trompetista Tizoc, Gamaliel. Like all these kids that were way above my level musically.
Mm-hmm.
Pero yo sabía que me encantaba cantar. So I was like, I love singing.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a group that was taught by José Luis Salinas, en paz descanse también, y maestra Laura Sobrino. It was a show group. So they were teaching you, presence, que cómo tocar el instrumento, cómo pararte, just the whole show of it. And we were learning repertoire because we were going to be opening up for the concerts de José Hernández at the San Gabriel, the Pasadena Civic Center, just concert as a show group. So once I was on stage as that show group, because I had been on stages as the student, then I saw the whole, ¿cómo te diré? Toda la escuela de José Hernández.
Mm-hmm.
La presencia, how you carry yourself, how you play, just the whole discipline of seeing his brothers, Chencho Hernández, Pedro Rey, and just the whole idea of elevating mariachi to the most highest potential was something I have always strived for in anything. Entonces, I fell in love with the idea of becoming the best. Yo creo que si hubiera seguido con el violín o guitarra, lo que sea, it was just the whole dream of being the best. And y ese tiempo, it was, you could see, probably even way before, as you know. But in my lifetime, you see the trailblazing that José Hernández was doing. It was just elevating, concerts. I saw what it was to see a mariachi group other than Vargas, Camperos, y lo que había. Just seeing the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I want to be José Hernández.
Ándale.
In my head, yeah, I'm like, I want to be José
Who
Hernández.
doesn't?
Yeah, like I want to be how he holds himself, how everything. That was just my dream, to become the man.
Wow.
Entonces, that really motivated me. Well, he plays trumpet. I never knew he played violin.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the guy I want to see. And then todos los maestros que me enseñaban, pues no sabía de ellos, but I knew they were teaching me so much and just guiding me through everything. But yeah, it was the pursuit of becoming great. Most people don't know. I haven't posted a lot about this, but
Tú dilo. No te preocupes.
I know, exclusive. As a kid, we went to the Universal Amphitheater concerts when it was outdoors.
Maybe I saw you there.
I have maybe.
Maybe.
I saw and my parents took me to that because in that moment, that whole movement was somos mexicanos and we're proud.
Yeah.
And we're not just mexicanos that, para hacer labor. No, mexicanos that are performing at a high level. And that concert really showcased that. Estaba Mariachi Vargas, Mariachi Sol de México, Mariachi Los Galleros, Mariachi Los Camperos. And I think that's it.
Ya eran los cuatro
Y
nomás.
ballet folclórico.
Mm-hmm.
And it was packed. And it was a show where it was like electric because everyone really, somos mexicanos. Like it was like the pride of showcasing mariachi at the highest level.
Mm-hmm.
Y los camperos cuando salía el salía Damián, México lindo, and then you hear el chino
In the back. Coming down.
and everyone's like, oh,
Where is he at?
un bozarrón. And as a kid, I remember watching that, and it was just like, damn, these are my rock stars. Like this is tangible because you listen to records, Vicente Fernández, you see people on TV,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Miguel Acevedo Mejía, Pedro Infante, Jorge Nieta, and you're like, okay, they're in TV. But now watching it, y todos los trajes y vestidos bien, and just performing the music at the highest level, I fell in love with it. I fell in love with, quiero ser cantante ahí, o quiero ser músico. I don't know, because I didn't learn an instrument at that age. And my mom says that she would tell my dad, hijo, Conrado, yo no sé, siento escalofrío y siento que mi hijo va a estar ahí algún día.
Oh.
At that time. So, I mean, all these, being exposed to everything, la charrería, la cultura, just having all these performances and being exposed to it really influenced me.
Wow. So then eres primera generación de...
Primera generación de músico. Mi mamá llevó a mi papá a aprender música conmigo para acompañarme.
Yo pensé que tu papá era músico.
No.
No, hombre.
So we both learned, and he started off in trumpet.
Fíjate.
And he's like, no, hijo, pues yo quiero cantar, entonces voy a aprender la guitarra. So he would go with Juan Jiménez, en paz descanse.
Wow.
And he was one of the teachers. La Chilindrina también estaba ahí.
El Javier.
Bueno, el Javi.
Yeah.
Sorry.
La
I
Chili.
don't like,
No.
I don't like apodos, but but yeah, it was. We've done so much.
Wow. Qué bonita historia.
No,
la
there's
verdad.
more.
No, sí,
I need to
ahorita.
write a book.
Yeah, we're going to get to the next one. So
Yeah.
one of the next questions that we got is...
Well, that answers actually one of the questions
Oh.
somebody asked. Like, do you play an instrument?
Oh,
So
yeah,
That
of
was
course.
a really good story.
Well,
to back
yeah,
it up.
I mean, la trompeta, and then we would play around at the group. I would get the vihuela. So I know a little bit of vihuela. I know a little bit of
Yeah,
a lot of stuff.
of everything. Pero lo que te iba a preguntar, because you said you ended up going to the school right there in East LA, so tú fuiste parte también del Juvenil Sol, ¿verdad?
Yes.
Yes.
Bueno, Juvenil Sol de México en ese tiempo existía.
Aparte del grupo de Heritage. De los...
Okay, so it's
Oh, okay.
Heritage Society, Mariachi Juvenil Heritage Society. Pero en ese entonces había un grupo que se llamaba Mariachi Juvenil Sol de México.
Right.
Donde estaba Marcos, estaba
Es que
I don't know their names.
Adrián Vaca nos dijo esa historia, dijo que estaba Tony, él, Gustavo. That's why ahorita que los nombraste, I'm like, ¿es el mismo grupo?
Okay, yes.
O quizás they moved up.
Okay, in the Heritage Society, esos músicos estaban ahí. But out there in the world was Mariachi Juvenil Sol de México. Then, since Heritage Society, the group, became bigger, yo creo que José dijo, vamos a nombrar Juvenil Sol de México.
Ok. Pero tú eras parte de ese grupo
Yes,
también.
Yes.
Ok.
Yeah.
Pues sí estás en el libro.
¿Cuál libro?
En el libro del Heritage, ¿no te acuerdas?
Oh, yeah.
The story donde el creo Gustavo y el Adrián están de cholos, ¿no? They're like, I'm going to show it to you,
That's
Celeste. It's so
right.
funny. I have it at home. I'm going to send it to you when I get there.
Es que esa
Yeah.
fue la idea en ese tiempo.
To get you guys off the streets,
just-
right? Or not you, but the kids.
Just to get
the idea.
kids motivated into something positive.
Right.
Right? En ese tiempo, I mean, culturally, there was a lot of stuff happening.
Right.
Con los muchachos, pues no tienen nada que hacer. Pues hay que meternos en otras cosas que no son positivos.
Exactamente.
And mariachi music, it was something that was of the culture and just made you feel, well, I was already proud, pero maybe people were searching for something to be proud of.
Prouder about. Right.
And that was, I creo que la idea
Yeah.
de José.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
I felt the same way, honestly.
Yeah.
After coming around mariachi.
Oh, yeah?
Because I mean, I'm a part of the family, but I didn't grow up around the
Right.
music because, you know, just personal reasons
Right.
for my dad. But when I started coming around and I started working for my tío Jose and started seeing all the music, like I just remember, like, wow, like I never want to leave this place. Like I literally, it even got to the point that like I would like try and work like as long as I could. Like I would try and work past my shifts at Casa del Sol. This is a fun fact. I've never said that.
Yeah.
But I just always enjoyed just watching it. I'm just like, wow, it's amazing. Like it
Well,
just
it's
the
in
way
your
it
blood.
makes you feel. It's not even that though. Like besides all of
Okay.
that, like even if I wasn't a part of the family, like it makes you feel
Oh, yeah.
like it gives you the chills. It makes you cry. It makes you just like
Laugh. It makes
like
you
wow,
everything.
that guy just did that, or he just sang like that. Like that's crazy, you know. So it always just like has had my interest. Obviously,
Yeah.
that's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I mean,
Yeah.
I grew up around it forever, so yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
That's es para otro
Yeah.
pinche. Ese tema es para otro día.
I'm just
Esa es
saying,
otra
I
cosa.
can relate to
But yeah.
the story. But
A ver,
a
tú.
question that we have for you
Okay.
is ¿cómo se siente cumplir una de tus metas en grabar como artista de una disquera?
Disquera,
Disquera, okay. De Are.
which is the death row.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what? I never in my wildest dreams thought this would happen so soon. ¿Cómo me siento? Me siento muy feliz, me siento muy halagado. Because it's not, I mean, in our world, mariachi world, it's typically you invest money and you record your album. And hasta ahí you're doing porque te amas hacerlo y quieres tener tu pedacito de, mira, canté esto, hice esto, and if I can work and make more money to make another one, cool. Pero como ya hay tantos artistas de nombre, I feel like it's always been a closed off to the common folk. Porque, you know, to drop some names, the Hernández, the Aguilares, have always, they're carrying the torch forward. Y se han surgido muchos artistas que graban con disqueras and that's it, right? They're giving the opportunity. So my idea was creating my independent album, which I was already doing. I was recording some songs that I love to sing. And then for this to happen to me and given the opportunity outside of my culture by someone that's globally known is just I feel like I won the lottery. So it's I feel super blessed. I feel a great responsibility. Se siente muy padre haber grabado para una disquera y ser firmado por una disquera que es mundialmente conocida y es histórica. Like it's such a I mean, you think about Tupac when it's Death Row Records. You think about all these rappers and it sí saca de onda. It's like, mariachi, what the heck? On Death Row Records.
Y es
like,
que eres el primero en tu
why?
género, que
Yeah.
es lo más, like,
Yeah.
what? Porque eres el primero en el género que, ¿quién fregados va a pensar, like,
Honestly,
really?
I feel like there's so many more artists that probably deserve it more than I don't know. I feel like, wow, this is, to me, it's such an opportunity. But then again, I think about everything that I've done in my mariachi world, in my life, and all the opportunities that I've been able to accomplish. I'm like, yeah, you did it. Like,
Te lo mereces.
Me siento orgulloso de poder, and I wear it proudly.
Yeah, we could tell.
I've learned. No, I've learned to wear it proudly, but there's such a great responsibility with it, you know. Great responsibility where it's like, okay, como la canción, all eyes are on you.
Yeah.
Okay, ¿qué va a hacer este muchacho? Porque no es muchacho de nombre. No, he doesn't have the last name behind him. So who is this guy? And I get that a lot. Like, well, okay, who is this guy? I'm like, well,
how rude.
You could. I've done a lot. Like, you look back and you're like,
you need to go and check me out, okay? Si no me conoces, conóceme.
Sí. Y no, pues más aparte de todo, I've had so many mentors, and I've had so many examples of singers, performers, mariachi world. Like, just I've learned and observed so much throughout my life of the greats.
So ese día que dijiste, mi chula, porque se le dices a tu esposa, mi chula, voy a ir al Staples, ahí te guacho, porque se tuvo que ir a la escuela, ¿verdad? O a trabajar, para que vean que hago mi tarea. ¿Ok? Obviamente en tu mente no pensaste, voy a llegar y me van a descubrir. O sea, ese no fue el caso.
No.
Fue porque dijiste, se juntaron varios, vámonos, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Ese video fue lo que te hizo llegar a donde estás ahorita.
Yeah.
Y ¿quién lo iba a pensar?
Pues ahí está la historia.
No pasó por tu cabeza like, I'm going to get discovered with this video singing outside for Kobe. Like,
you know what? I think Los Angeles, and I think the whole world was mourning the loss of not only the greatest athlete, but of just the whole situation of the whole families that were lost that day. It's like, what? Everyone was in shock.
Yeah.
So I think people were grieving because of it. Fans, or if you were a fan, if you were not a fan, you were there because it was just such a tragedy. I saw a banda that was there.
Because it was all over the news.
And it was on news. I'm like, dang, the banda's there. I'm like, man, the mariachi world has to go, and LA is also mariachi. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna text people. I'm gonna see lo que sea. Y me gana un muchacho y pone el mensaje. He was like, hey, we're meeting at this time on this tonight, creo. We're meeting tonight. Bring your trajes, bring your instrument, or just be there if you wanna. We're gonna sing. Órale. At that same instant, I turned y creo que iba a ir a trabajar o iba a la escuela. I'm like, chula, I'm going.
¿Ves? Les dije.
Yeah, I'm going. Okay. Entonces ya me fui. Drove down there, get there, and it's packed. Like, everything's swamped. It was, where we were going to meet was at the LA Live, which is in front of, it would always be Staples Center.
Yeah, of course.
In front of Staples Center, and there was no parking available, no public parking. I was like, you know what, let me go to a valet parking at a hotel. Yeah, llegué, he's like, oh yeah, $80. I was like, okay. At that time, no tenía los 80, but I was like, yeah, let's do it. So I paid that. We get off, and we get there, and people start like turning, and they look at you like, oh, they just like start glancing, and then I see more compañeros get there, and we said hello, and we're like, all right, let's do it. So we take our instruments. When I said taking our instruments, all these cameras were already around.
Ande.
I don't know how they got there, but así. So they got there. I'm like, okay, ¿con cuál comenzamos? Pues Santiago estaba ahí. He was the one that put the message. Is like, no, pues ¿cuál? No, pues La Culebra para Mamba. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. We play. Dun, 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 bum, bum. And people didn't know
to clap or not.
Clap or to just, like, it was just weird. Okay, ¿cuál otra? So I was just there. I took my horn. I took my suit that I had there. And, Puño de Tierra. Okay. Ya se arrimaron a cantar Puño de Tierra. Y voltea a Santiago y dice, oyes, pues cántate Amor Eterno. And then I was like, no, I mean, I don't know if you guys know Santiago, but his, bueno, no, I don't know if it's through blood or not, but
Su
Juan
padrino,
Gabriel.
creo que es.
Su padrino is Juan Gabriel. I was like, no, you do it like it's, you made the call and everything. No, tú canta. I'm like, no, it's okay.
Te estabas haciendo el rogar.
No, I literally was just there para acompañar, right? And then he's like, okay, I'll sing the first part, and then you sing the second part.
Perfect.
I'm like, okay, cool. Entonces ya cantan Amor Eterno, and then I sing, and then se termina, right? And then we're like, okay, let's go get some tacos or algo así, just, drive. And algunos compañeros, they're like, oh, can you give me a ride to my car? I'm like, yeah. So lo subí. When we're driving, one of them was like, hey, we're going viral.
For the video, right?
There was a video out there that someone put on Twitter. Well, ya no se llama Twitter, ¿eh?
Se llama X.
Se llama X.
It's different now.
Yeah, entonces, that was the first time I've ever seen a video go like, tun, 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 like the numbers.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's cool.
You're like, it has a glitch.
Yeah, and I didn't think anything of it. Then we finished the night, and that was cool. We said goodbye to everyone. And, y ya. Pasa, ya ponen los videos. It's all over the news. Mariachis brindan homenaje a Kobe Bryant. And ESPN Deportes put up a video that goes viral. And it's the part I sing.
Yeah, the second part. Uh-huh.
And I'm like, oh, wow. And everyone's reposting, right? Mariachis, brindan homenaje, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, Julian, you're on this post. And at that time, I might have had, at max, 200 followers or 100 followers. Like, nada. Toda mi familia, right? Casi nada. Entonces, then I start seeing boom, 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 boom. I start getting people following me and sending me these videos. They want to send the videos. Hey, ya te vi aquí y todo. Well, that happens, and I go on with my life, right? I start performing here and there, doing like the Dodger Stadium performances. Throughout the Dodger Stadium performances, I get a follow by Snoop Dogg. And I thought that was cool. I was like, oh, Snoop Dogg. Dude, that's Snoop Dogg,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. It's like, dang, this is crazy. Then, fast forward to 3 years after the Kobe Bryant.
Wow.
And they're commemorating, the anniversary de lo que había sucedido. And I got the video, and I was like, let me repost it. And I put my name on it. When I repost it, I receive a message from a person named Frederick. And it says, oh my God, thank you for reposting. I finally found you. I want to record your version of Amor Eterno. I'm like, my version, like, I just sang, right? No, I love how you sang Amor Eterno. And my favorite version is Rocío Dúrcal. I was like, oh, okay. So I look into his page, and he has pictures with Eminem, with Dr. Dre, with The Doors, with Paul McCartney, with Britney Spears. I'm like, these are photoshopped. Like, this is weird.
¿Quién de dónde salió?
Because you never know. It's social media, right?
Sí.
No, I want to record you. And okay, so we kept on talking. I'm like, well, when do you want to record it? Oh, let's do it on this day. I'm like, well, at that time, I was already recording my independent album. And I knew what it cost to go into a studio. So I was like, a mí no me va a cobrar para hacer. Well, how much are you going to pay me? Le digo.
Y bien.
And then he was like, I'm not going to pay you. You're going to pay me. He's like, no, I just want to record it. And I'm like, well, what am I going to keep the sound? Like, what, can I use the sound? Platicamos de todo eso. And he's like, no, I just want to record you. Let's just record it and you'll keep it. I just want to have it. Okay. Bueno.
Ya estás.
Pues le hablé a todos los que estuvieran. I didn't tell them who I was for because at that instant I was like, well, where are we going to record? So here at Snoop's. And I was like, that's Snoop's. They're like, yeah, Snoop Dogg's. Snoop, D-O-double-G. Snoop, D-O-double-G.
D-O-double-G.
It's like, yeah, at the compound. I'm like, this is weird. And I was like, okay, what time? Ya pusimos la fecha y todo. And I call everyone. I'm like, hey, can you do a recording? Most people said no. I didn't tell them, I just need to record. Can you record Amor Eterno? Oh, okay, sí. Este día. Like, I could pay you this much. I don't, this is just free, right? So I get there and it's a real place. So I go in, security guard, and you have to, write your name in. And you walk in and it's like a spaceship.
What?
And it looks like Star Trek. And then all these pictures are on there. There's this huge wall with Michael Jackson. Huge wall with Kobe Bryant, the Lakers. There's another wall that they said Boss Lady Entertainment. And then all this memorabilia. And when you walk in, you hear oldies. So I'm like, oh, I love this place already. So I go in and you see pictures with Snoop Dogg and then with other people, which look like his family. And then we go in and it says Mothership, the Mothership. So I walk in y está el señor Frederick. Hey, Mr. Torres, how are you, man? How are you, sir? Y entró and it's like, you ready? I'm like, yeah. So I had scheduled everyone como buen mexicano to recording studio. I scheduled everyone, every piece, like la armonía, esta hora, violines, trompeta, and just scheduled it out. Because time is money. So I said, I don't want to lose their time or their money. So let's just go in and record. No, llego. And there was like a huge conversation. Hey, so how are you? It was like taking time.
And you're all.
Yeah, and people start calling, hey, we're outside. Hey, we're outside. Hey, pues ya todos llegan and we're in the room, right? And we're just talking. Oh, okay. Yeah, after like 45 minutes, well, you guys ready to record? I'm like, yeah, we're ready to record. We've been ready. So we go in, y ya acomodo todo. Kind of told everyone what we were going to do. And I guided him through how my processes of recording.
Right.
He's like, well, you tell me how this is done. Y ya grabamos. And it was quick. Pretty quick. Went through it. Whoever was there was amazing. And he was very, very much as... ¿Cómo se dice? As he wanted to capture the performance.
Okay.
He didn't want it to be really clean.
Okay.
Most people are different. They want everything super, like, cualquier vibración, cualquier todo, it has to be super controlled. Everything has to be very clean. Everything has to be, and that's my mentality that I want to go into this project. And then he was like, no, that was good. I'm like, no, and my ear, my OCD, I'm like, no, I gotta do this. I gotta clean this. He's like, okay, Mr. Torres. And then he put me aside. He's like, look, Mr. Torres, if I got it, I got it. Like, if we got the performance, we got the performance. Like, all these little things that you want to clean up, take away from the performance. I want it to be like live. I wanted for it to breathe. Okay. So that gave me comfort because I wanted to be super, super perfect for them, right? Entonces, ya tocamos. He's like, okay, that's done. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, wow, that was fast. I'm like, yeah, I mean, we go in and out. So I'm like, you want to record vocals right now? He's like, no, we'll come back another day. So we come back another day, just myself, because we recorded the whole track, the musicians, and I walk in y está una señora allá al lado. I was like, hola, buenas tardes.
¿No le dijiste good morning?
I did. Good morning.
You did.
Hey, good morning.
You see?
He's like, hola. No, le dije, oh, buenos días, mucho gusto. He's like, oh, mucho gusto. So I walk in, go into the mothership, and ahí está Mr. Rec. Okay, you ready to record vocals? Yeah. Llega la seguridad, and he's like, hey, boss lady wants to meet your boy. Sorry to interrupt. I was like, oh, yeah, send her in. I'm like, boss lady? Who's boss lady, right? He's like, oh, that's good. And she's going to walk in. Entra la señora que le dije buenos días. Oh, buenos días. And behind, he said, oh, I was wondering who said hola to my friend. Y entra la señora that I've seen in all these pictures.
Okay.
Right? And I was like, okay, this person is important. Oh, who's this? What are you guys doing? This is my mariachi artist. We're recording. It's like, mariachi? What? You're not recording hip hop? It's like, no, we're recording mariachi. Okay, well, let me hear it. No, we're just gonna record vocals. We have a scratch vocal, but we have the music. But maybe Julian could sing for you. Okay. Entonces ya le canté Amor Eterno, and then she smiled. She has a great smile. And she's like, okay, well, you guys are doing amazing. I can't wait to hear it. Ya se va. He's like, oh, that's Snoop Dogg's wife.
De la boss lady.
Oh, okay, boss lady, Snoop Dogg. Wow, he's like, yeah. Okay, well, let's record vocals. We record vocals. Terminamos. I'm driving home. And as I'm getting home, Fred Rec calls me. Like, hey, Snoop Dogg just contacted me.
Oh, no.
And he got caught wind that we're recording. And I told him, well, I'm recording this mariachi artist. Like, you got hip hop to record? Like, you need work, Fred? Or what's going on? Like, no, I'm having fun. He's the guy that sang for Kobe Bryant. Kobe and Gigi. All right. Well, let me listen to it. He's like, no, we're not done with it. And Fred, needed to mix it and master it. Well, what do you want to do with it, Fred? Like, well, what do you mean? He's like, we're just recording a song. Like, you want to record an album? He's like, well, you need money and time and... All right. Y que dijo, all right, Death Row Records, mariachi. And I quote, me dijo Fred, que dijo, all right, cuz, let's do it.
No manches.
How many tracks do you want to do? 5? Say, well, we already have 1. Well, let's get the other 5. Make it 6. So I'm like, okay, well, let's do it. Let's do the album. So I was on the phone. I was like, oh, is this real life? Like, so do you have any originals, Mr. Torres? Yeah, y yo había escrito canciones just for, I don't consider myself a composer or an arranger, lo que sea, but I've written some songs here and there, some poems, and yeah, I have some originals. Okay, we're gonna need them. We'll do 3 covers and 3 originals. Okay, we have 1 cover already, Amor Eterno. And the 3 originals, one, La Fiesta de mi Pueblo,
And then
mi amigo, el sargento, en Perderte por mi cuenta. All right, when do you want to start? I'm like, well, you let me know. Y ya le empecé a llamar. I'm like, is this going to be paid?
No, pues sí. Tenemos que saber para nuestros amigos los charros. Se les va a pagar porque si no, no hay nada. Si no, no van.
Exactly. So then, after, once the musicians got there, they're like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, dude, this is amazing. Now, let's rewind. Rewind before going into recording, getting that message from Fred Rec. I started getting calls from people that I've known, like clients that I know, and just people that I know from friends that are in the industry.
Okay.
And they would call me and they were like, hey, congratulations. And I was like, for what? I was like, no, I can't say, but congratulations.
No manches. So they already knew?
And I was like, okay.
Well, that's why Snoop followed you. He was studying.
I don't know.
No manches.
That was before, right?
That was before.
Yeah.
Entonces,
he was studying him.
me llamaba otra persona. Es like, hey, no, felicidades. Y and I'm like,
¿Qué saben que yo no sé?
I'm like, no más felicidades. Y alguien importante me llamó y me estaban preguntando de ti. Y
No
yo les dije, no, se van a, es el mejor cantante que hay ahorita, y que just like telling me all these things, and no, pues gracias. And it was just like calls like that. And I was like, okay.
So,
we can't tell you, but congratulations.
Y cuando pasó, ¿se te prendió el foco?
Hasta después I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, hasta después. Dijiste, oh.
It was like, oh yeah. Cuando me dijo Fred, he's like, oh yeah, I know them. And I'm like, oh.
So, él estaba llamando a las personas, quizás.
I
Oh,
guess,
quién sabe.
I guess.
So, they knew before you did. It was going to happen. Pero tú ya estabas haciendo tus presentaciones en el Dodger Stadium antes que todo esto, ¿verdad?
Yeah, this was
Eso
before,
empezaste ahí primero. ¿Cómo es que empezaste ahí?
Why did all that happen? Oh, I remember. Okay, so before the lockdown, before the pandemic, I got a call from a good friend of mine that I met at the Ford Amphitheater. And she was like, hey, I have this event for the Clippers, and they want a mariachi and a singer. So I thought about you. Could you do something like that? It's not much, but it's just, something. Yeah, I'll do it. Entonces, I get the group, and I perform there, and the people that did the sound were the same people that worked at Dodger Stadium.
Órale. So, así es como
So I
se
think
dio.
that's where it happened, because after that, they were happy, like, oh, I'm excited to work with you. We have some connections and we want to work together y todo eso. Lo mismo antes de the lockdown, I had gotten a call from like a talent agency.
Okay.
She was like, hey, we want to know if you could do an audition. I don't know. Don't ask me how I got your number, but my wife got the number, and she doesn't know where she got the number. But can you put together a group, and we want to audition you? Okay, what is this for? Well, this is for Disney. And I was like, okay.
Yes. I know where we're
cool.
going with this.
Órale, pues. Entonces, we go, we audition. They love the set. They love what I did. And they're like, okay, we're excited for you. We're connected with Disney. We want to work with you. And we have so many things lined up for you. Okay. Obviously, that happened. The pandemic happens and everything locks down. And everyone called me, hey, sorry. Everything we got lined up for you is not going to work out because, we're shutting down.
Right.
Entonces, eso pasó. So, coming back slowly, that's when I got a call from the same people that did the sound for Dodgers. Hey, we need a performance. Can you do it? Can you get a mariachi? Yeah. And then I started performing there. The first event I did, Viva Los Dodgers, which was in Center Plaza, in the outside of the stadium. Then after that, I guess they liked what I did. Then I went to this thing called La Gran Fiesta, and like, hey, like, this is an emergency. We need a mariachi. Can you do it? I'm like, yes, but I'm flying out that same day. I'm going up to Sacramento to sing.
Ándale.
If you want me to sing, I need to sing at this time. And okay, entonces ya me invitaron para eso. That's where I have the famous picture with from the John Suhu, which is a legendary photographer for the Dodgers. And that picture and that video was just like everywhere at Dodger Stadium.
Nice.
And I think that's where it just became
It just started.
more and more. They liked what I did.
And now you're a regular, like...
Well, yeah, cuando me invitan.
Ay, dude, estabas en el World Series, no manches.
Dude, I
How
know.
was that?
Oh.
I mean, que has estado allí mucho, pero yo creo en ese evento fue hasta más, ¿no? Like, no mames.
So this year, I wasn't invited as much, right? And people would call me, because prior seasons, they would call me and sing most of the times for Taco Tuesday.
Okay.
And they're like, hey, why aren't you here? We're missing you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, that's cool. So I was invited a lot prior seasons, and this season, they called me for the NLDS.
Okay.
The NLDS, and to perform, and I was excited to pose, because Dodger Stadium has become like a second home to me. The fans, family. And so once we're there, I sing, we perform, y ya, terminamos. In my mind, I'm like, man, they're gonna take it to the World Series. Like, they're gonna win. And I have the perfect song. I had written a song. I wrote a song called Viva el Campeón. And I'm like, I'm gonna sing that song for them, and when they win, y todo, and And I'm thinking, manifesting.
I was
World
about to
Series,
say.
manifesting World Series performance. I even told people there, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna come back and sing for the World Series. I'm like, okay, let's hope we get there because they were going against the Padres.
Right.
And they were not winning. So then, eso pasó, and then Fernando Valenzuela passes.
Ugh.
And I was like, oh man, just Fernando, right? And then didn't think much of a performance after that. I was like, oh, pues yeah, this is World Series, yeah, va a ser. Because it's not only Dodger Stadium, it's MLB.
Okay.
Major League Baseball controls all that. And the next day after Fernando Valenzuela's passing, I get a call. Like, hey, I know you were there for Fernando's number retirement.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's only fitting for you if you could do a performance.
¿Qué dijiste?
I was like,
Obis, que sí voy.
I was like, wow, like this is amazing. Like, I mean, it was bittersweet, emociones
Of course.
encontradas, because you're happy to perform at the World Series,
But not
and
for
you're
what
happy
performing.
because you're able to be the one to honor Fernando Valenzuela. Pero también it's just like a loss. I mean,
Yeah.
as a kid, I remember my dad having the radio and Jaime Carrin talking about Fernando Valenzuela, and my dad, hey, sobre, está jugando Fernando. Like, Fernando was just like, oh my God, we're here, and en esa época, that was the same feeling como lo del mariachi.
En los
Esa época
80s,
was just
yeah.
like, we're proud,
Yes.
and we're
Yeah.
showing everyone that we are here, right? Entonces, that was like my childhood, and to be able to sing for him, not only for the jersey retirement, but now that he's passed, was just a great honor. And they're like, yeah, I mean, we want to invite you, and the family has requested a singer to accompany you, and her name is Deida Barrera. I'm like, oh, I love Deida. She's amazing.
That's my homie.
Yeah, she's a friend. So, oh, you know her? I'm like, yeah, that's cool. So it's like, yeah, the family requested her. She could sing with you. I'm like, yeah, we'll get it done. So, we were thinking about what we're gonna sing, and we're gonna do a slideshow, and we want you guys to perform songs that resonate with Fernando.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, how long is it? They're like, okay, 5 minutes.
Ande.
Okay, entonces estaba pensando Sonora Querida, Sonora y sus ojos negros, El corrido del toro, El Rey. Just all these songs came up into my mind. Like, can you do it? I'm like, yeah. Amor Eterno, just,
course.
to put it together. Y ya estaba platicando yo con Deira, ¿cómo ves? Y dice, no, pues está bien. Hay que hacer estas canciones. And then I was like, why don't we do a popurrí? So let's do a popurrí, Amor Eterno. And I, we're conversating about these songs. Amor Eterno, Sonora Querida, and with Sonora Querida, Poner el Rey, and just all these songs. But then I was like, it's going to be too short. Luego ella me dijo, pues yo quiero cantar el corrido del toro. All right, we'll put that in. I'll sing Amor Eterno. You'll sing the corrido del toro. And then we'll end with El Rey. Like, I'll sing a verse, and then we'll todos cantar el final. So then I send it over because MLB needs time to just licenses y todo eso. And then I receive a message from Fernando Valenzuela's daughter.
No.
I guess we became friends through social media because of the number 34 retirement. And she sent a message. She's like, hey, we heard you're doing the homenaje. Thank you for it. My mom has a request.
Ande.
Can you guys sing Yo Te Extrañaré? And I was like, let me just send it to MLB and ask Dodgers if it's okay. Because it was literally a day. And then we're going to perform. So, yo en mi mente tenía que hacer un popurrí with transitions, with these 3 songs, And then the day of, rehearse it with everyone. I was sending all the musicians, sabes que esas son las canciones, pero estén abiertos para esta idea. Then
Qué joda, mano.
I sent it. Yeah, I sent it to the person in charge. I'm like, hey, the daughter requested, her mom requested, yo te extrañaré. Is it okay? And since they have so many things like MLB, Dodge, like I didn't get a response. And I had interviews planned out the day of the performance at 3 a.m. So 3 a.m. had the performance. 4 a.m. I was sending texts. Hey, are we still confirming? Am I limiting something? Just so I know, is it okay? At 4 a.m. they say, yeah, that's fine. So at 4 a.m. we finished the second interview. Mi chula y yo vamos a desayunar algo. And I think I was not present with her because I was listening to, in my mind, what I was going to do, how to transition it, because I only have 5 minutes. And they're like, we only 5 minutes, and then we have to move on. So I think I had something like 4:57. 4 minutes 57 on the dot, but we have to sing it at a certain tempo and everything. So yo creo que le mordí a los chilaquiles unas 2 cucharaditas, and I was like, okay, I got it. And then I go inside Dodger Stadium, more interviews. Desde las 3 de la mañana, and we had to be there at 11:30. It was already packed that day. It was packed. There was so much traffic that day. We finally get in there, and we go into the practice room. I'm like, all right, guys, this is what we're doing. Data, así le vamos a hacer acá. Okay, está bien. And we got it done. We got it done. And I didn't respond to the daughter saying, hey, they approved it or not. I wanted it to be a surprise. Yeah, so I hope everyone enjoyed it, because it was very emotional, and after that they usually have like 90-second bumps throughout the game for the performers, and there was one in the second inning, and then another one on the 4th inning. And I said, Data, tú ábrelo. What do you want to sing? Pues no sé. I'm like, they want something lively. Cantó La Charreada.
Ah, okay.
La Charreada, sí, pero it's only 90 seconds. 90 seconds. Entonces, so she performed, y yo obviamente, cuando cantamos pusieron 2 micrófonos. And Data was like, pues quédate aquí. Dije, no, this is all you.
Ay, no, te vi a un lado y dirigiendo el mariachi como...
dirigiendo.
I was like, el músico en él.
Yeah. Porque everyone's like, pues, ¿qué hacemos? I'm like, no, you guys got... No, pues tú, márcanos. Okay. So I was on the side, I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Got it done. She sang. It was amazing. And then in the 4th inning, me tocó a mí. I was like, okay, mi canción, La Fiesta de Mi Pueblo. And I go to my mic, and there's a video that I posted that Snoop reposted, where I'm on my mic, and y empieza, and I usually say, "Hola, Los Ángeles," echar un grito. And I had my in-ear, and you probably have to go to the video to see it. And I'm trying to hear myself, and I'm not hearing myself. La señora de enfrente, she goes pale. She's like, and I'm like, okay. And the camera guy does this. Like, he's looking to the side. I'm like, what's going on? Entonces estoy así, and then I tap on the mic. The mic was not on.
No manches.
So in that split second,
agarraste el otro.
Me moví al otro, hoping to God that was prendido. On. And I go on, and it's very loud porque es el de Data. It was loud, and I start singing. Literally, it's like a second. And I'm singing. It was so loud that I had to take out my in-ears because it was her level. So then it kind of hurt me, so I took it out, and I kept on singing. Y terminamos, y todos los músicos were like, dude. I'm like, I know.
Como una novela.
I didn't see it, and I'm like, it's literally seconds. And I'm like tapping, I'm like, no, bríncate.
No, yeah.
Qué bueno que se te prendió el foco, porque imagínate estuvieras como like, O sea, hello, no se escucha.
Imagínate, this is MLB, so
Sí.
everything's on everywhere worldwide. Someone
Wow.
got their ear
Yeah,
chewed
someone
off
got
that
¿Verdad?
day.
Oh, sí, casi.
Casi.
Oye,
Like people like to say.
yo me acuerdo cuando empezabas a cantar en el Dodger Stadium, creo que un video que pusiste que, ay, yo soy bien chillona, ya saben, pero de tu reacción cuando tus parents fueron a verte por primera vez.
Oh my God.
Cuéntanos de eso. Eso fue like, oh my God. Like,
Yeah.
en ese momento, ¿qué pensaste? Like, I'm such a crybaby. Todo el esfuerzo de tu mamá, right?
Yeah.
Llevándote a las clases y...
Yeah. It was okay. As a kid, we got chosen from a raffle from this program called WIC. WIC is a women's, infant, and children program for low-income families to get, food stamps and just nutrition y todo eso. And they put names into a jar to be chosen to throw the first pitch at Dodger Stadium.
You won.
And we won.
Oh my God, it was meant for you to be there.
So, as a kid, I go in and I had a Seattle cap because I played Little League and my team was Seattle. And I remember walking in and the security guy goes, hold on. And he brings a Dodger hat. He's like, this one's better for you to wear. So I got a free hat. I was like, oh, but I like my hat. Bueno, I put my hat. And I go and throw the first pitch. And I remember turning around to my mom. I'm like, Ma, aquí voy a cantar algún día. Aquí voy a cantar. I was a kid. And my mom was like, sí, mijo. It's always the sí, mijo. Sí, aquí lo voy a hacer. And so fast forward, I get called to sing for the Mexican Heritage Night. And they asked me to sing the national anthems. The American national anthem and the Mexico national anthem. Entonces, they had given me tickets to invite guests. And le dije, pues mis papás. Let me invite them. And I didn't tell them what it was for because they had asked, pues vas a cantar. Y sí, pues ¿dónde compro boletos? Mi papá, ¿dónde compro boletos? No, I got you guys. So, as they were coming, I was doing my sound check. I thought, no los quiero asustar. Y que se sientan mal, se enfermen. Y por no decirles la sorpresa. So then I call him like, Ma, pues los estoy invitando porque pues voy a cantar los himnos nacionales. No, pues la lloradera. Yo también I'm a crybaby. Entonces, no, hijo, ¿cómo crees? Encima, y gracias a ustedes por su sacrificio, por todo. And it's very emotional to me because as immigrant parents, or más bien in parents in general, you want the best for your kids. You want the best life. You don't want them to struggle how you have struggled. So they will sacrifice their own well-being for you. I remember naively or ignorancia, like, ay, ama, frijoles otra vez. Arroz y frijoles, like, huevos y frijoles, and not knowing that, yeah, that's a struggle. Like, there, a veces ni frijoles, and it's because of that. Just my dad working 2 jobs, my mom also, ayudando, limpiando casas, and just their struggle for us. So for me, was very important for them to be there and experience that in vida, in life, like living it and enjoying it, so that they're like, damn, this was worth it. All those long nights, all those, the sacrifice was worth what we're seeing, los frutos, right? And I invited them, also my sister. And my sister takes a video. It's also on my page. She takes a video without them knowing, and y estoy cantando, soy puro mexicano, viva México, ¿verdad? And you hear my mom. And you hear her say, ese es mi hijo. Right? And my dad's just there, right? And he's like, wow, like he's seeing it, but he's not like showing emotion. My mom's like, ese es mi hijo, ese es mi hijo. And people behind her are like, this lady's crazy, right? Como que es su hijo. And then my Viva Mexico, Viva Mexico. And my dad just like loses it. I've never seen my dad cry more than 5 times in my life. So for him to get emotional and to see him enjoy that moment was just worth it. You know? Todo, I mean, I love what I do, right? I thank God for being able to have a talent which I can enjoy and which I can make a living off of. But also I give thanks to them because they were very proactive. ¿Te gusta esto? Órale, vamos para allá. I think if I would have said, I want to be a car racer, I don't know, astronaut. Okay, let me take you to the spot. Let me take you to the person. Let me take you. You want to be a tennis player? Okay, let me buy you a tennis. Let me find a way for you to be successful. I mean, with the resources that I have. Let me put you at a spot where I never had an opportunity, but let me put you there. You can, I mean, my dad really loved that it was in music because he loves music. And my dad, like growing up singing in aficionados. Aficionados are like, in English, they're kind of like what American Idol is, or The Voice is, where there's judges. And
like a talent show.
Like a talent show. So he would go and they would, you know, he would win bottles, botines, cintos, and he would always win. And my dad has todavía an amazing voice.
Yeah.
As younger, he had an extraordinary voice. He even had a chance to record his own album. But my mom said, bueno, ¿quieres un album? No vamos a tener una familia grande. You know, there's a struggle to this. We have to sacrifice so much. And my dad chose family.
Oh.
Entonces, I think him seeing his dream, in a way, through what I'm doing, it was like, wow, yeah, I stood back, but it's happening. It's still happening, you know, so it's a blessing.
Un aplauso a tus papás.
Yeah,
tus
and
papás
for everyone, you know,
yeah.
Not only my dad, but to everyone that has helped us out. Like I always say it, and maybe it's becoming redundant, but muchos ángeles me han puesto en un lugar, have helped me out, like your podcast, like inviting me here. Like it's very nice, like for you to give me an opportunity, for you to be a friend and help me out, like with your dad, and I've always had so many good people helping me out to put me at a position where I'm at right now. And I will forever be grateful to them because of it. Pero sí, it's what I've accomplished is your accomplishment as well. It's not only me. I'm just, okay, estoy cantando y lo que sea. I love what I do, pero you guys putting me there. Hey, we have to have him there. We have to have, you know what's perfect for this place? Him. And that's how it gets done.
Yeah.
It's not just, yo hice todo esto and because of me. No. That's not what it is.
Es la gente más
Takes a
detrás.
village.
Oh, yeah.
Y también un aplauso a tu esposa que porque
Sí.
yo sé que ella es tu equipo y es your backbone and she's with you everywhere and she supports you by the looks of it. I barely met her, but you can tell because when you don't have, no tienes a alguien, más tu pareja que te al 100, it's hard.
Yeah, and she's
You know?
she's the one that, hey,
relájate,
Hey,
tú nomás
calm
eres
down,
Julian Torres,
calm
no te me
down.
pases, ¿verdad? Que bueno, ahí
you
manténlo.
gotta, you know,
Sí.
she's my rock, she's my everything, mi chula. And she's there, man, and it takes everyone. It takes
does.
everyone to help a person become, especially, I mean, I wasn't born into a family, right? Ya son por décadas y décadas y décadas, son lo que son. So I'm just a person that loves nuestro género. I love mariachi is always gonna be. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a musician at heart. I listen to R&B, to hip hop, to jazz, to classical. You see my playlist, and it's like everywhere. It's whack. Like oh, you listen to that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, soy amante de la música, pero mariachi is always gonna be number one.
Number one. Yeah, I agree. So, obviously, porque ahorita lo que estás haciendo más, obviamente, es cantar, porque es a lo que te estás dedicando,
Claro.
pero ¿no extrañas tu trompeta?
We were having this conversation the other day. Like, man, I was listening to a group. I'm like, amor, I miss playing.
I bet. Es lo que te iba a decir,
I
like...
miss playing like trumpet. Like, I'm chop wise. Chops are like the
sí.
strength. I'm not what I once was, because before I used to play Tuesday through Sunday, 4 shows a night. So I was very, like, condition wise, te aguantaba 12 horas bien. Now I'll play an hour, 2 hours maybe, and you know, at home, but not at the level of intensity of what I once would play.
Como mi tío Chencho, 8 horas al día que estudiaba.
They're complete day and night.
Día y
Yeah.
noche. ¿Cómo fue que empezaste a tomar clases con mi tío Chencho? Porque fue lo que le comenté a Celeste. Go, he used to take classes with your grandpa.
Well, we were fortunate enough to have him. He was there like 3 or 4 classes at the school. But I mean, la escuela que aprendí de él was just observing him. Como tú dices, night and day, but both excellent. Both excellent. And Maestro Chencho was, at the age I didn't understand him as a person and as a musician, because it was like obsessive. But seeing the level que nos dejó Chencho, there, you have to be that obsessive to reach that level, if you're able to. But una anécdota, I have a picture with Maestro Chencho at a concert. I think it was at St. Gabriel or Pasadena. And I remember we had to be there, Mariachi Juvenil Sol de Mexico, at 11. And the concert was like around 8. But because of sound checks and just running through the show y todo, I remember going into our locker room and listening to a long tone. Quedito, todo quedito. And I walked back by the room, y es Chencho warming up. So we do the whole show, lo que sea. I come back to get lunch, y está practicing, warming up, doing his warm up, his you know, what he had to do, getting ready to go on stage before the show, and I see him still practicing. I'm like, wow, like this man is just, and now he's doing everything, like not just long toes, but just his fingers, just, you know, stretching out, and like an athlete, like like
he
an
really
Olympic athlete, just very concentrated in his form, in his tone, in his execution of every single note. And it showed. I think he played cellos that night, and you were just like blown away. And like he made that trumpet sing. Like he made it sing.
Like what you wanted when you started.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah.
This is what I
This is what I
wanted my trumpet to do.
Yeah, sin estudiar ni nada, like the first day. No, hombre. No, pero el maestro Chencho, hubo un tiempo que también nos enseñó, al juvenil. He was rehearsing the group. And we were going over, hoy platiqué con mi gallo. So, ¿cómo va la música? Ay, no me acuerdo. There's a part, trumpet part. That piece, I think he wrote.
Okay.
The arrangement to it. No sé si es the arrangement or la canción, but he has an arrangement to that song. And it's, it's difficult for an adult to play it.
No,
so as a kid, we trying to figure out what to play. He would tell us what to do, but as a kid, I didn't have the knowledge to understand what he wanted us to play.
Right.
Y cuenta mi papá que he was on the sidelines donde estaba Chencho, and no one knows this story. And we were playing Hoy platiqué con mi gallo. De pronto te está viendo. That part is un adorno. And I guess we played it without knowing that we played it. And Chicho was like, eso chingado, eso. Like, he was like super proud that we performed what we were rehearsing.
Right.
And for us, Chencho was the wall.
He doesn't compliment. He doesn't.
No, exactly. So the wall and the discipline and just, you know, the being aggressive of trying to accomplish that goal was the wall, right? So me knowing that comment that my dad told me was just like, oh, he's human.
Wow, he smiles.
Yeah, he smiled. Yeah, but it was just very like the pursuit of perfection.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, there was never. I'm sure he knew that no one is perfect, solamente Dios. But he wanted to be really close to.
Oh,
close to it. Like,
yeah.
He was to the pursuit of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Y Maestro Chencho, donde quiera que esté, thank you for
Está.
even that ese ejemplo.
Yeah.
Because just knowing that it was possible.
Yeah.
And there was a person that did it. That was enough, like, dang, that's possible. Like, we could achieve that.
Yeah.
You know, or at least close to it.
Yeah. Awesome.
So yeah, I learned a lot by observing him. By observing just the dedication.
So, after telling us la hermosa historia de mi tío Chencho, ahorita que mencionaste a mi papá también, cuéntalos. A mí no, cuéntale a la gente, por favor, cuando fuiste a visitar a mi papá a Chapala. Por los que no saben, ha ido como creo 2 veces con su familia. But
sí, gracias a Lisa. Thank you también for asking your dad. So fui con mi esposa es de Jalisco. Entonces fui con la familia de mi esposa and we had some time like, quiero ir a visitar al maestro Gallero. Ya había hablado con Lisa, es like, pues, ¿qué le llevo? Le dije, que no quiero llegar con manos vacías. Mira, llévale unos Seas Candies. Okay, unos Seas Candies, huh? So, for those of you that are going to visit, take them some Seas Candies.
Nuts and shoes.
Yeah. Entonces, ahí voy, ¿verdad? Tengo que llevarle los chocolates que le encargó Lisa. Y ya voy and we were driving the minivan de la tía de mi esposa and they were driving. I was like, no, let me drive, I'll drive, right? So I'm stepping on it porque creo que iba a llover, so I didn't want it to rain, lo que sea. I'm stepping on it and there's like a hill going up that you have to go up around and then you go down into el pueblo de Chapala. So I'm pressing on it and I put it, le pongo en la segunda, and I step on it. Boy, it got stuck. And I was like, okay, put it back to drive. Y nada. It got stuck, and no avanzaba. And we're going up, and I'm like, okay, let's pull to the side. Let me turn off the truck, and then we'll go. Llevaba a los tíos de mi esposa ahí con nosotros. And mi esposa, and I'm like, okay, just let me turn off. Let me turn it on. No daba nada. I was like, oh my God. Julián, ¿qué pasó? So then I open it up. Y según yo sé de mecánica.
Es lo que te iba a decir, muy mecánico el
muchacho.
El músico y
I'm just
cantante.
checking everything. Just like, okay, well, it should be good, right? Turn it on. No daba nada. So then empieza a llover.
No.
Clic, 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 clic. Y allá en México, allá sí llueve.
Aquí son fregaderas, allá es de veras.
sí llueve, bonito. So then we're there y tenía una tarpa tu tía. Something. We were covering it. I have pictures of this. Because
Las
it was
ocupamos,
raining.
por favor.
It was raining. We were there and they were like, no, pues. Carla was like, pues tú ve. Nosotros nos quedamos aquí con la camioneta. Tú ve allá y deja el encargo. Y dije, ¿cómo te voy a dejar aquí? No, pues sí, tú ve. Ya le llamamos a un, like, a AAA. So that they come for the truck. Entonces creo que se quedó tu tío. ¿O fue Iván? Bueno, no me acuerdo. Se quedó, and then a truck was passing by. I'm like, hey. I whistled for some reason y ya se paró. ¿A dónde van? Es que vamos aquí a Chapal, vamos aquí al pueblo de Chapal, a la gasolinería. Pues si quieren, súbanse. Yo creo que fue como para el ganado.
Hijo de
It was like a truck, and dije, no, pues ustedes ahí enfrente. Yo me fui atrás. Y ya llegamos a la gasolinería. I had called your dad. Ese fue. Yo estaba preocupado porque your dad was at the house and I told him, ya vamos llegando a la gasolinería. And yo estaba preocupado, ahí va a estar el señor esperando. Vamos esperando. No, pues nos vamos. So we get there and then your dad rolls up on this like long car. I can't remember what this
It was
long,
his
cool car.
his
like,
green little neon that he had.
it was a
I
green-
think so.
I don't think it was a small car. It was like a long car.
Really? ¿Quién sabe?
Bueno, so llegó and he rolled up. Hey, muchachos, hey, ¿cómo estás? Dice, ¿y tu carro? Dije, "No, luego le explico."
No me pregunte.
So we get on and he gives, pues súbanse. Yeah, I give him the chocolates. He's like, se los manda a Lisa. He said, ay, no, pues, gracias. And he gets all happy and we go into the room and you go into his house y está tapizado con like fotos y discos y fotografías and first of all I'm like, this is so amazing in a sense. I'm getting a ride from like a legend
No manches, dude. Ay, bárbaro.
to his house. And I walk in and he's like, "Quiero algo de tomar." And I'm just like in awe. I'm like, this man is amazing, right?
How does he talk?
No.
Everybody does.
It's because everybody does
the
it.
perfect.
Todos.
¿Cómo estás? So,
I love him.
so he walks in and you know, a little bit of history. Él fue un maestro también de trompeta. He would go, I think, twice. So us knowing and learning from him and just knowing his history is just another legend, living legend. Entonces ya estoy allí and I, brought my trumpet and dice, pues qué, pues saca la trompeta. Pues nada más quería saber si me podía ayudar en ciertas cosas. Sí, me dijo Lisa que cantas muy bien.
Oh, yeah, yo cuando
Yeah.
mando gente le doy el rundown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mira,
Yeah,
estos
pues,
yo
sí.
tampoco los conozco, pero pues quieren ir a conocerte. Este va, es mi amigo y canta así, hasta esto, y dile que te cante. Ah, ok, mija. ¿Le cantaste?
Yeah, I
¿Qué te
said
dijo?
so. No,
Uy.
y dije, pero quiero saber, like, because at that time I was playing consistently. What do you think? What can I do? And just any tips. And so he showed me, certain phrases, como frasear ciertas cosas. And I was aching for him to play. I was just like, I didn't want to ask him, but I was like,
Did you ask
¿Cómo le
him?
hago? I was like, entonces, ¿cómo le hago así? No, pues así, espérame. So he gets the trumpet and he's playing. I'm like, this is amazing. It's just amazing. And we took some pictures and he said, no, pues todos quieren venir a visitarme. Está bien. He showed me the balcony in the back.
Oh, no, lo has de ver
Se ve.
ahorita.
Se ve.
No sé si estaba hecho la terraza cuando fuiste tú.
No, I think it
No.
was just starting.
Acabo
Yeah.
de ir yo, de regresar.
Yeah.
No,
estaba
no.
hermoso, está hermoso la vista. y
No,
todo.
ahorita lo hizo arriba. He's like Scarface up there in his little suite up there. Está la
No,
vista.
yeah.
Cuando vuelvan a querer ir,
Yeah.
ya saben que ya tienen su
Yeah.
casa. Pero gracias por visitarlo, la verdad.
He's amazing. He's a legend and just everything. Otra persona que what he stood for. Like the performances, the YouTube videos, el homenaje que le hicieron a Miguel Martínez in Boyle Heights. I was there watching it as a kid. Like, that video came out, I was like, okay, great, something's out there. But just him playing Nola and just blowing away the whole crowd. Maestro Chencho playing as Azul Cielo, and no. That was an amazing, una época hermosa. And la gente, como tú dices, la gente que estaba ahí maybe knew of it, but didn't really know what was being there. Like, just legends on stage. Chavilla performed live. Sí,
With my dad and the
Miguel
orchestra too, like,
Miguel
increíble.
Aceves, Miguel Aceves Mejía, watching Juan Valentín, watching Guadalupe Piñeda, watching
Aida Cuevas,
what
everybody.
Linda Ronstadt did.
Oh my God,
with
yes.
the
Canciones de
mariachi
mi
genre.
padre. Yeah.
There are great mariachi educators today, pero no como ese tiempo.
Pues es que es
Like,
diferente.
I was but I went to a clinic donde estaba Cipriano giving your tío José Hernández translating what, and I mean, for the people that didn't know how to speak Spanish, pero ver y escuchar el sonido de Cipriano en vida real, it was just like, these are the people like I want to sound like, and I'm seeing them and I have a picture with them, and it's, I mean, if you're a, ¿cómo se dice? A mariachi geek, that's just like the
Ultimate,
dream come true,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And then another unknown fact, when we were part of the Mariachi Heritage Society Juvenil, we had a performance there at the Western Museum here in front of where the LAZU is at. And for some reason, the trumpet players didn't arrive, and I was the only trumpet player there. And your tío José was there. And con su traje de charro, and obvio tenía su trompeta. So he was like, okay, no vinieron, okay, está bien. So I can say, at a young age, I played with your tío.
Ande, ¿cómo que no?
What a
He
legend.
was
I
like,
mean,
He's a legend.
I don't remember how I sounded next to your tío.
hey, pero ahí estabas.
Pero tu tío, so gracious, so very, okay, ¿qué están tocando? ¿Qué van a tocar? How do you guys play it? ¿Cómo qué parte tocas tú and everything?
Se acopló.
Of course,
Obviamente.
like he that's a great musician. Cuando tú llegas a un lugar que no es tu lugar, pero que no sabes cómo está el onda y tú preguntas, you're like, okay, how do you guys do it?
Yeah.
Then yo voy a aportar.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Amazing.
wasn't aportando tanto.
Pero
Going and now moving on, going to a gig donde tu abuelo Chencho was a trumpet player there, and I had more experience as a trumpet player, and just being in awe of him playing, and me just like, tu tío Beto también estaba allí, entonces he was playing guitar, and pues yo no tenía tanta experiencia, and para transportar tampoco, I was like, I knew my stuff and that's it, but I was trying to learn more from Maestro Chencho, and but just seeing him play and Maestro Beto Hernández pulled me aside. He's like, no te preocupes, chalo, you're fine. Like, don't worry about it. Like he saw the frustration and Chencho's like, this guy doesn't know. I'm like, yeah, I'm a kid. Like, what do you want me to?
oh yeah.
I'm not at your level, but
My
Kid or
grandpa
not,
was
he would
something
judge everybody the same.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
Beto was very gracious too. En paz
Super.
descanse. He was
Yeah.
like, you're good. Don't worry about it. Just keep at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was just I've had so many amazing mentors, amazing teachers, masters at their craft, where I could, como te digo, just take from them and learn, and just sometimes when you just observe, you learn so much.
Mucho.
Entonces, yeah, I've been very fortunate.
Qué bueno. Bueno, nos quedan nomás algunas preguntas antes de dejarte ir. So,
I could spend the whole night here.
I
Man,
know.
so comfortable.
Right. We're just having a conversation.
y bien.
Yes, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us about your upcoming dates and your itinerary coming up.
Oh,
What's it looking like?
well, it's
Do you
been
need
amazing.
cheerleaders?
Yeah.
Estamos available.
Mariachi más
I know. ¿Sabes qué? It's been amazing. Like, after the World Series, like, how can you top the World Series, right?
No, pues sí.
It's been amazing and just one for the bucket list. But we're excited for 2025. We already have some performances lined up.
That's good.
So hopefully that, I mean, there's talks of the 2025 tour. So we're just,
¿Ocupas backup?
yeah.
Yo digo, si ocupas una voz ahí,
Yes.
ya
Yeah.
sabes a quién hablarle.
Well, we're
Yo no me hago del rogar
No, claro.
para los friends.
So it's gonna be fun.
That's exciting.
I guess my whole goal as a performer. Obviamente, there's so many productions that thankfully are there available to everyone.
Yeah.
Pero mi idea is, take you on a trip. Take you on a trip to just different styles of Mexico.
Yeah.
Obviamente también el mariachi, but also showcasing my voice in other songs. I've been singing some oldies in my shows.
Nice.
So I've been singing some pop songs. Obviamente Juan Gabriel. I'm incorporating a lot of that. La Época de Oro, Pedro Infante, Jorge Nieta, Vicente Fernández, Amalia Mendoza, Lola Beltrán. All these singers that I grew up with, I'm performing them in that show.
Let's see, can you sing something for us?
Oh, pues de lo que sea.
A ver, échate 100 años.
100 años. Pasaste a mi lado con gran indiferencia. Tus ojos ni siquiera voltearon hacia mí. Y hasta ahí.
No, que hasta ahí, no manches.
He said, follow me for
Yeah.
Ni madre, ay, ni madre. A
No,
mí
hay de
cántamela
todo.
completa.
There's so many songs that I would love to perform, so many covers, but I'm very excited to perform my new songs. Like
Yeah.
I have obviamente las canciones de mi disco, La Fiesta de mi Pueblo talks about my experience in Mexico.
Right.
Mis experiencias yendo a una charrería, todo lo que yo disfruté de mi México. Mi amigo el sargento
Oh,
was
yeah.
written first of all for my pup that has gone
His
crossed over
dog.
the rainbow. Entonces I wrote this song when he passed, and the producer was like, "Hey, can you write a song about Snoop Dogg?"
You're like, I
"Yeah,
have it here.
I have a song here, but..." And I sang it to him, and he was like, "Yeah, but it sounds like he dies in the song." I'm like, "Yeah, no, we can't have that. Let's switch it." So I switched the lyrics, and se llama Mi Amigo el Sargento, which talks about, your best friend, man's best friend, or your best friend that is always there. And es una canción que se la escribí primero a mi perro el sargento, mi perro hijo, como se dice,
Yeah.
¿verdad?
Perrijo, yeah.
And another song which is called Perderte por mi cuenta.
Mhm.
Perderte por mi cuenta, I wrote thinking of what Vicente Fernández would sing, like something like Por tu maldito amor, Por acá entre nos, like that kind of style of song. And I wrote it, and I put a little piece of the video up on Instagram, and I tagged Vicente. I'm like, they're not going to look at it. So they looked at it, and they put like. And I was like, oh, yes, that's amazing. Because I wrote it thinking of him.
Right.
I put on the second part, and he liked that one too. So I was like, okay, if I ever record an album, that song has to be there. And
there
that
you go.
song is there. I've been writing ever since, working with Fred Rec. We're producing songs. We're talking about a new production. I wrote this song called Viva el Campeón.
La que cantaste para Fernando, ¿verdad? O no
No
era
la
para
canté.
el juego.
No, that song was
La cantaste
written
en la
because
tele.
we were working on bringing it out for the voice performance. So I don't know if you guys could go on my feed. I was honored to come out with Snoop Dogg in his intro to The Voice.
Yeah, we saw you. I saw
Con
you.
20 mariachis around, and we sang El Rey. And I wrote a song thinking of that entrance because he came out like a boxer.
Yeah.
And I wrote a song called Viva el Campeón. Viva el Campeón talks about, that underdog, the person that, it doesn't have to be a boxer, but that underdog in anything in life, just struggling, just trying to get through things, and you made a promise to, dice una frase, y nunca se le ha olvidado lo que a su madre le prometió.
Oh.
Su madre could be, your mother, or it could be your motherland, or your people, or you promise something. I'm gonna get out of this. I'm gonna, anyone struggling, anyone going through it, trying to become something better. That's the song, and I hope to release it soon. I performed a piece of it already on for KTLA.
I was like, I saw it. Yo la vi. I was like,
Yeah, for KTLA.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so I've been writing ever since. I'm writing a lot. I'm writing rancheras. Tengo una canción, it's very Juan Gabrieles.
¿te la canto?
Very Juan Gabrieles. It's called Olvídalo mi vida.
Ándele, con el
And it
título.
talks about kind of like if I ever loved you or if we ever had a thing, forget about it.
Uf. O
Don't
sea, ya
ever-
no te
don't-
quiero.
Yeah, I don't ever think. So I'm writing a lot, There's a lot of hay mucha tela de donde cortar. And I'm excited for 2025, just producing new songs and obviously still covering
Yeah,
songs that I love.
Of course.
We're always going to have those covers pa que no se pierdan como.
yeah,
I don't want to let
Pero
people
sí,
know,
la-
but there's going to be a lot of covers coming up.
yeah, I bet. So, la última pregunta, antes de que te vayas, casi siempre se la pregunto a todos porque es, I think, important para que las nuevas generaciones sepan. ¿Cuál consejo le darías a las nuevas generaciones de músicos de mariachi o quizás de cantantes que quieran hacer lo que estás haciendo tú? ¿Qué recomendación les darías o qué? What can you tell them?
I'm going to take one from my mom's book and say, just do it, man. Échale ganas. Like, go for it. If you could visualize it and you see it and you there's that gut feeling like, I have to be doing this, just know that you're on the right path. As a mariachi musician, your instrument, you have to be obsessive. That's one thing I learned about Maestro Chencho. And you have to really dive yourself into it. If you're a trumpet player, speaking from a trumpet player, every day you have to rehearse. Every day you have to practice. I would wake up with my trumpet and I would practice. I would go to school, nutrition, practice. I would go to lunch, practice. I would come outside, go to marching band, practice, get home, practice, go to mariachi practice. So every day I was rehearsing minimum 5 times a day, like focusing, very hyper focused. None of us, ya estudié. No, focusing, and a little bit goes a long way. It is a discipline. You have to think of it as every day you have to keep on progressing, right?
Yeah.
Igual con la cantada. If you are a singer, every day you have to prepare, you have to practice, you have to warm up. Tienes que cantar todos los días. And learning a lot of lyrics, a lot of covers. Watch the greats. Watch whoever the greatest singer that you want to emulate, watch them. Learn how they're performing. Stage presence is very important. If you have the most beautiful voice, but I can't feel what you're saying,
Interpretation también.
yeah, tienes que poder mover a la gente. But all that takes with time, observe. I would watch. One of my favorite singers is Luis Miguel. And I remember during high school, I was very obsessive about watching his performances because I had a VHS of the En Vivo, and I would put that, and I would watch it 5 times in a day, and I would just see what he's doing, how he's singing. también los discos, escuchar Vicente, escuchar all the greats, just listen and trying to see how they're performing, what they're doing. There's a lot. I mean, now with YouTube,
Oh, yeah.
it's all at your fingertips, guys.
Yeah.
Everything. And if you want to find out something from someone that you follow, just send them a message. Send them many messages. Hey, how'd you do this? 90% of the time, they will respond nicely, hopefully, you know. Pero just pégate con los buenos. And I'm still a student. If someone says, oh, es que ya lo sé todo. No, you don't. You're lying to yourself.
Yeah.
You're always learning. Learn the craft. Dive yourself in the craft from the bottom up. When you think you know something, you don't.
Ahí está.
You don't. Like, you gotta keep on learning. Keep on learning.
Ya, bueno, pues con este mensaje los vamos a dejar para que hagan su tarea. But again, Julian, thank you so much for being here with us. Ya sabes que se te quiere mucho.
Thank you.
Like I said, we've been friends forever. Thank you for taking the time and giving us this time because we know where you at, boo-boo. We know you're going up that ladder.
Gracias.
But
Gracias a
thank you very much.
Thank you for the space and thank you. Muy agradecido con todos ustedes. Thank you for giving me a smile, for giving me that hug, for giving me yeah, you're amazing, for commenting, for sharing, for saving. I mean, social media is so easy to help someone move forward.
Oh, yeah, all you got to do is like it and share. No te cuesta nada. No sean gachos.
Yeah, so y apoya a esa persona that you see, ¿sabes qué? Le está echando ganas. Si en algo te puedo ayudar,
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to help you.
Yeah.
You know,
Y sí.
it's all this is because people help.
Y sí.
Yeah.
La verdad que sí. Thank you again.
Gracias.
Yes.
We wish you the best.
Thank you.
Hope your 2025 is all booked.
I
The
hope to
whole
see you
year
guys
con
there.
trabajo.
Yes.
Y a ver cuándo nos vamos a tu show.
Yes.
A ver cuándo nos invita.
Claro.
¿Ok? Los vamos a poner en blast. He's already on blast, so you already know.
Yeah.
We have a witness. Okay?
And I want to say something really
Yes.
quick before we finish. I just wanted to say thank you
Oh.
for paving ways for, the youngins and for everybody, even the older people, just everybody. I feel like since you've been signed with Death Row and you've been recognized, you've started a
movement.
different view of the mariachi world, and I appreciate that.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Just as an
Gracias.
individual, not as, someone
Yeah.
from this family or whatever,
Sí.
but I appreciate it, and it's really cool
Gracias.
what you're doing.
Yeah, you're
Thank
keeping
you.
our
Yeah.
Mexican
it up.
heritage up there. You're making your parents proud and all of us. So
Heck yeah, dude.
I appreciate
We
you.
appreciate
Gracias
you.
por eso.
thank you so much, guys. See you
Thank you,
soon.
guys.
Bye.